We have Kim Atkins with the Downtown Commission. She is the Executive Director. Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Can you tell us what's happening in downtown Mooresville?
Actually, we have a lot going on in downtown Mooresville. We just rolled out a new branding initiative called It's Happening Downtown Mooresville. And part of the reason that we went with that type of a branding initiative is there are a lot of things happening. We have new businesses relocating to our downtown area. We have buildings that are being bought and renovated. And we have many more activities than have historically been downtown. So we have a lot of things happening on a lot of levels. And then we repeat downtown a couple of times to remind people in the area that there is a downtown Mooresville where Mooresville originated.
Now, what kind of events? You talked about a lot of events happening downtown. Can you give us an example of some of the different events that are down there?
Sure. We have, and actually just in the month of May and June, we've had festivals. Tomorrow night we're having a Miles of Mooresville run organized by runners. It's a certified course. There's a 1, 2, 3 mile run in downtown.
Is that through downtown or is that?
Through down Main Street.
Okay.
Loops around Church Street and then back ends right by Soiree.
Okay.
Sunday is a North Carolina Games Criterion race, which is a bicycle race that the North Carolina State Games is organizing. But we also have a monthly art walk, we have a monthly cruise-in, so there are many activities happening every month, and that doesn't even go into what some of the businesses are doing on their own when they create a craft fair, or the Quilters Loft has a quilting seminar, or different things like that.
One of the things I love about downtown Mooresville is there's such diversity. You've got shops and restaurants and galleries, and it's just a really neat place to just kind of walk down the street and browse. I do find you get a lot of crowds coming in for all these events, that they are spending some time in downtown Mooresville and checking out the various businesses.
We do, and it depends on the event. We have over 70 businesses in downtown.
Wow.
And I think it really takes a little bit of that exploratory mindset. It's not, I'm going to run into the store and grab this and run out. It really does, if people will take the time to spend 2 or 3 hours and explore, open a door to a business they've never been in. We've got so many businesses with a lot of diversity of what they have to offer. Florists, jewelers, men's, women's clothing, restaurants. So, but it does take a little bit of time to sort of relax and enjoy the atmosphere.
Now, how are you keeping it quaint? Because I know there's a lot of quaint pieces in downtown Mooresville. What are some of the stores that are staying or have been there for a long time, and how are you keeping it looking, historic?
Right. Well, the building's being renovated, gives it a little bit of a facelift, but the buildings typically are close to 100 years old, so you really can't replicate that charm. Even though there's a lot of building that tries to replicate it, it still has that newer feel. So just naturally, it is historic. That's where Mooresville started, at the depot that's at the corner of Center and Main.
Okay.
So just naturally, I think it keeps that charm, unless we lose too many buildings, or if there's infill, if it looks contemporary, obviously that starts to change the face of it. But we do have many businesses that have been down. Turner's Hardware has been there for 100 years.
Wow.
We've got Whitmiller's Shoe Store and Setzer's Jewelers that have been there for 50 or 60 years. So we've got that, and then we've got businesses that have been there for a couple of months. So again, it's just that diversity of what our downtown has to offer.
And there's been a big change too, right in front of Charles Mack Citizen Center too, as well. Can you talk a little bit about what just happened there with the race walk and the new?
The NASCAR Technical Institute and Convention and Visitors Bureau worked together to do a walk of fame for NASCAR drivers, or drivers that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Okay. Similar to the walk in Hollywood, the stars, but they are all in the sidewalk. There's 13 different drivers. They had a really nice unveiling of that in late May during race week, and had many drivers. Richard Petty was there, had many drivers there in person.
That's amazing.
And so that will be, each year when someone's inducted, that will grow. So they'll add the new plaque in the sidewalk each year when someone's inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that, you know, will draw visitors. It's being advertised through to many people who buy tickets to the race and things like that. So that's a whole other angle to, you know, visitors and the NASCAR tie-in that Mooresville has.
It'll be a fun thing for parents to bring their kids. They can take their camera and take pictures of the plaques from their favorite race car drivers.
The day of the event, there were many people there, and many of the drivers were really very nice and hospitable and hung around to sign autographs. And I saw some really excited people get Richard Petty's autograph. And it was a once in a lifetime, really, I think, to have those people together.
And now I've heard some other things too, like flower pots. Is there something that's been added, or flowers downtown to kind of?
We have. We've worked with the beautification committee, the Town of Mooresville Beautification Committee, and there are flower pots and trees added and benches. So, you know, in addition to activities happening and business and retail happening, we're also just trying to make that sense of it looks taken care of and well loved. And we're looking at banners. You know, the flowers in the pots get changed in spring and fall, and so, you know, we've got the park right across from the depot and Soiree there, and we had Christmas trees there in the winter. We had 20 Christmas trees there. So again, just it's happening at all of these different levels, but it shows that someone's paying attention.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, can you tell us some of the new businesses that are coming in?
We've got Fabric Land that just opened within the last couple of months. Willow Branch Flowers opened in January. I'm probably going to forget someone and get in trouble.
I think was it Daily Grind is coming?
Daily Grind is coming in September-ish. You know, when you're building out and working with old buildings, we put the ish on the end, but they're looking to come around September. And then Joel's
Sushi,
Asian Sushi is looking to open also in September-ish. So those two are on the way, and in addition, where Joel's is, they've got Keyman offices upstairs. So they've got about 18 spaces up there that they're looking for tenants for.
Oh, great. So. And then I guess the last thing we want to finish with too is how does shopping in downtown Mooresville and supporting these small local businesses help our area?
That's a great question. That's one of my favorite things to talk about, it because it does have a huge impact, and I'm going to look at some notes that I brought. But when you shop at a locally owned business, the statistics that I have found show that about of a $100 purchase, about $45 of that is invested back into the local economy. They use local CPAs. They may, you know, depending upon what their business looks like, local landscapers. They do local advertising. So $45 of a $100 purchase is reinvested back in the community, whereas with a national chain, it's about $13. So it's a dramatic,
pretty substantial difference.
It is, and so any purchase at a locally owned business just helps Mooresville or wherever that business is located, and it really just helps support the local economy.
Yeah, we're big proponents of the concept of shopping locally, and that's a lot of what lkansavings.com is about, is making all the information about all the wonderful businesses in the area accessible to people so that they know and they can take advantage of them.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for being on our show, and
thank you.
Brought some great information, and Mooresville is the place to go.
Absolutely, it's happening.
And we'll be back after a few words.
Hi, this is Lori with My Community Connection, and I am here with Dave, who's been part of the rebranding in downtown Mooresville. So Dave, tell us what's been happening in downtown Mooresville.
Really? What's not been happening in downtown Mooresville? There's just a ton of fun things happening down here, from festivals to art walks to cruise-ins to even free movies. Right now in the summer, twice a month, outdoors, right in downtown Mooresville.
Yeah. And so Dave, what have they done with the rebranding to actually bring the traffic back to downtown Mooresville?
What we're doing is we're putting a focus on the events that happen downtown. The problem is that there are so many things happening downtown and no one knows anything about them. There are double handfuls of events happening every month. And I live in the downtown area, and that's great for me because I get great seats for all the concert series and all the free movies and things like that. But what we want to do is really share what we have here with all of Mooresville.
So tell me how the businesses are responding to this new branding image.
Actually, they're really into it. We have got some special, unique, seriously unique shopping and dining down here. There is a hopping nightlife down here. There's all sorts of things. There's New York indie designer clothing stores down here. There's pretty much everything you could ask for is in pretty much a 4-block radius. It is a unique shopping experience down here.
Well, great. Well, thank you. I can't wait to come down and enjoy some of the shops down here.
You're welcome to it.
Thank you.